Have you ever felt like you're fighting a battle so personal, so overwhelming that no one else can truly understand what you're going through? You're not alone. It's easy to feel isolated when life gets tough, but here's the truth. This battle you're facing is temporary, and you will emerge victorious. Stick around, because in this video we'll talk about how to turn your pain into power and embrace the time of joy that's just ahead. Welcome. In today's video, we're diving into a deeply personal topic. The struggles that often go unseen by others. While the world might not see your pain, that doesn't mean you're not fighting a fight worth fighting. We're going to explore 7 key insights on how you can not only survive your current challenges, but ultimately thrive from them. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, discouraged, or like you're carrying the weight of the world on your own, keep watching. There's a brighter tomorrow ahead, and I'm here to show you the way. 1. No one sees the inner struggles when life throws us into difficult situations. It's easy to feel isolated, as though no one understands the weight of what we're carrying. Whether it's battling mental health issues, dealing with personal loss, or wrestling with self-doubt, these struggles often happen in silence. The world around us sees only the external mask we wear, not the internal turmoil we face daily. Take mental health, for example. Nearly 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. experiences a mental illness each year, according to the National Institute of Mental Health. Yet, despite the prevalence of mental health struggles, it's often something we hesitate to talk about. The stigma surrounding mental health can make us feel ashamed of our own experiences, leading us to hide our pain behind a smile or, "Hey, I'm fine," when we're anything but. But the fact is, mental health battles are just as real and valid as physical ones. Imagine walking around with a broken leg, yet instead of crutches, you are expected to carry the weight of your pain in silence. The same is true for personal loss. Grieving a loved one is a deeply personal and often private experience, yet it's one that millions of people endure. We may go back to work, engage in social activities, or keep up with daily routines, all the while carrying an invisible burden of sorrow. The pain of loss doesn't always show on the outside. Yet it affects our mental and emotional state, shaping how we move through life. We tend to assume that if others don't see our grief, they don't understand. But the truth is, most people are fighting their own unseen battles. Self-doubt is another silent struggle that many of us face. Whether it's the fear of not being good enough, not achieving our goals, or questioning our worth, self-doubt can be paralyzing. Despite what we might see on social media or in the lives of others, everyone has their own insecurities. It's easy to assume that others have everything figured out. But in reality, most of us are just taking it one day at a time, trying to find our way in a world that often seems overwhelming. What's important to remember is that the battles we face in silence do not diminish their significance. Every person's struggle is real, even if it's not visible to the world. You are not alone, even if it sometimes feels that way. There is power in shared experience, and reaching out, whether to friends, family, or professionals, can provide the support and connection needed to navigate through tough times. Remember, behind every smiling face and confident appearance, there may be someone who understands more than you think. Life's hardest moments can be overcome together, not in isolation. 2. Pain is temporary. It might feel like the suffering will never end. But here's the truth. Pain, whether physical or emotional, is a temporary state. Think of a tough workout. In the moment, your muscles are burning, your heart rate is through the roof, and all you want to do is stop. But after a few days, that soreness fades, and you're left with a stronger, more resilient body. This is a powerful analogy for life's challenges. When you push yourself during a workout, your muscles experience micro tears. These tiny injuries heal, and when they do, they come back stronger than before. It's the same principle at play during life's difficult moments. When you're going through a tough time, be it a career setback, a personal loss, or an emotional struggle, your mind and spirit are undergoing a similar process. In those moments, you might feel like you're breaking, but what's actually happening is that you're building new strength, just like muscles growing after a workout. This is a concept rooted in biology and psychology. Adaptation. Our bodies and minds are incredibly adaptable. When faced with stress or adversity, we don't just survive, we adapt. The pain you feel is a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, stretching your limits, and undergoing a process of growth. In fact, psychologists call this post-traumatic growth. which refers to the phenomenon where individuals who face adversity or trauma come out the other side stronger, with a renewed sense of purpose, greater resilience, and sometimes even a deeper appreciation for life. But here's the key: trust in the process. It's easy to forget that growth doesn't happen overnight. Just like you wouldn't expect to lift heavy weights and immediately see significant changes in your body, you can't expect instant results in life's struggles. Progress happens slowly, and sometimes it's barely noticeable in the moment. However, over time, your efforts will compound. You'll find yourself handling challenges with more confidence, facing obstacles you once thought were insurmountable, and carrying a newfound strength within you. What's more, just as your body's recovery after a workout leads to physical gains, your emotional and mental recovery from hardships leads to wisdom and emotional intelligence. You might look back at past struggles and realize that those very moments taught you the most about yourself. The key is to see challenges not as setbacks, but as stepping stones toward becoming the person you're meant to be. So when life gets tough, remember, you're not stuck in the pain. You're building. Trust the process. 3. Embrace your struggles as growth opportunities. Every battle we face offers an opportunity to grow. Think of it like planting a seed in the ground. You don't immediately see what's happening beneath the surface, but deep in the soil, the seed is undergoing a remarkable transformation. It's breaking through barriers, stretching its roots, and finding its way toward the light. This is similar to how we grow during times of struggle. While we may not see it immediately, challenges are silently shaping us into something stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever comes next. The concept of growth through adversity is backed by science. When we face challenges, our brains are forced to adapt, strengthen, and even rewire in response to the demands placed upon us. Studies in neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, show that our experiences, especially those that push us out of our comfort zones, actually improve our cognitive flexibility. In simpler terms, the more we face, the more capable our minds become in handling future difficulties. But growth isn't always visible. Like that seed in the soil, the hard work often happens behind the scenes. A plant's roots extend underground before it ever breaks the surface. And likewise, we may be silently building emotional strength, resilience, and empathy during our most difficult moments. For example, a person going through a personal loss may not immediately understand the wisdom or strength they are gaining from the experience. It's only later, perhaps when they support someone else who is grieving, that they realize how much they've grown. Perspective plays a massive role in this process. When we choose to view our hardships as opportunities for growth, we empower ourselves to take control of the situation. Instead of seeing a challenge as a roadblock, we see it as a stepping stone. The difference lies in our mindset. Research in psychology, particularly Carol Dweck's concept of a growth mindset, shows that those who believe they can improve through effort and learning are more likely to succeed in the face of adversity. This shift in perspective doesn't mean the struggle disappears. It simply means that we stop letting it define us in negative ways. Instead of feeling defeated or hopeless, we start to see our battles as the forging of our character. In this way, our struggles become the very things that equip us to handle future challenges. So the next time life feels like an uphill battle, remember the seed beneath the dirt. Growth may not always be visible, but rest assured it's happening. Just as a plant must weather storms to grow tall, we too must navigate our struggles to become stronger, more capable, and better equipped for the next chapter of life. 4. Reach out for support. It's easy to feel like you're facing life's challenges alone. Whether it's the weight of a personal struggle, a tough period at work, or just a sense of isolation, the feeling of being alone can be overwhelming. However, it's important to remember that you are never truly alone, even when it seems that way. There are people around you who care, even if they aren't immediately obvious. Whether it's friends, family, or even strangers in support groups, reaching out to others can help you navigate those difficult moments. One of the greatest misconceptions about seeking support is that it shows weakness. In reality, asking for help is an incredible show of strength and wisdom. It requires courage to admit that you're struggling and that you need support. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you should be able to handle everything on your own. But the truth is, human beings are social creatures, built to thrive with connection. We aren't designed to carry the weight of the world by ourselves. Most successful people, Those who achieve their goals are often the ones who recognize their need for support and actively seek it out. There's undeniable power in vulnerability. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to healing, connection, and growth. By sharing our struggles, we invite others to connect on a deeper level. This can forge bonds that not only help us through the tough times, but also contribute to our emotional and mental well-being in the long run. Vulnerability also encourages others to be open about their own experiences, creating a network of shared understanding that can be incredibly empowering. Sometimes support comes from the most unexpected places. It might be a family member you've never really connected with, a friend who's been through something similar, or even strangers in online or in-person support groups. These individuals often offer perspectives and insights that we might not have considered, and their shared experiences can help us feel less isolated. In fact, research shows that being part of a support group can improve mental health outcomes, reduce stress, and increase feelings of belonging. It's essential to remember that seeking help doesn't diminish who you are or your abilities. It enhances them. By allowing others to help you free up the emotional and mental space to focus on what truly matters, moving forward, growing, and healing. Whether you reach out to friends, family, or professional counselors, don't hesitate to take that step. You deserve support, and you have the power to make a huge difference in your own life by embracing it. 5. The power of small wins. Sometimes the hardest part of any battle isn't the big obstacle itself, but the overwhelming feeling that things will never improve. Whether you're fighting mental health challenges, striving to meet personal goals, or battling through a tough period in life, the journey often feels like a never-ending struggle. It's easy to get stuck in the mindset that progress is out of reach. However, it's essential to recognize that success doesn't happen all at once. It's built on small, often overlooked victories. Small victories are the unsung heroes of progress. They might not seem significant at the moment, but they have the power to shift your mindset and create momentum. Picture this: you wake up feeling exhausted, yet you manage to get out of bed and go for a walk. That might seem trivial, but that walk is a win. The energy you feel afterward, the sense of accomplishment, and the clarity it brings are all small steps toward overcoming bigger challenges. It's these kinds of moments that accumulate over time to create lasting change. The beauty of small wins lies in their ability to build momentum. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small and insignificant. But as it picks up speed, it grows larger and stronger. Each task you complete, whether it's finishing a small project, crossing something off your to-do list, or simply taking a moment to breathe, adds to that momentum. As these wins add up, they form a powerful force that propels you toward greater success. When you recognize and celebrate small victories, you train your brain to focus on progress, not perfection. This shift in mindset can be transformative. Instead of feeling defeated by what you haven't yet accomplished, you start to feel empowered by what you have achieved. Over time, these small victories build self-confidence and resilience, reinforcing the belief that improvement is not only possible, but it's happening bit by bit. Moreover, celebrating small victories also helps counteract the all-too-common feeling of burnout. When you only focus on big goals, the gap between where you are and where you want to be can seem insurmountable. However, by taking the time to recognize and savor even the tiniest wins, you create a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. This fuels your motivation and keeps you moving forward, even when the road ahead feels long and difficult. In the end, the key to overcoming any challenge is to embrace the small victories. They are the stepping stones that make up the path to greater success. So next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, take a step back and celebrate the little things. Those moments of progress, however small, are the foundation of everything that comes next. 6. Focus on what you can control when life feels like it's spiraling out of control. It's easy to be consumed by a sense of fear, anxiety, or frustration. The world around us can seem unpredictable, and when that happens, we can feel powerless. But here's the twist. While you may not be able to control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond to it. This shift in focus from the chaos of external circumstances to the power within can be a game changer. The first step in regaining control is recognizing the difference between what you can control and what you can't. We can't dictate the weather, change past decisions, or control other people's actions. but we can influence how we approach the world and how we respond to it. It all begins with our mindset. By adopting a growth mindset, a belief that challenges are opportunities for growth rather than roadblocks, we start to change how we engage with life's obstacles. A key to success is the way we react to challenges. Instead of letting fear take the reins, focus on your response. In fact, studies show that people who view stress as a motivator rather than a threat are less likely to feel overwhelmed. When a challenge arises, take a deep breath, assess what's within your control, and decide what small action you can take. These tiny actions may seem insignificant, but over time they accumulate into a sense of agency and power. Daily habits are another area where we can take charge. Think about it, our days are filled with tiny routine actions that, while often unnoticed, add up to a massive influence on our lives. Habits like setting a morning routine, exercising regularly, or eating healthily have a profound effect on our mental and physical well-being. By committing to positive daily actions, you create a stable foundation, no matter how chaotic the world around you may seem. And when you feel like you're actively contributing to your own well-being, the external stresses begin to feel less intimidating. Also, don't underestimate the power of small wins. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when everything feels out of control. But taking one small, meaningful action, like finishing a project or simply taking a moment to practice gratitude, can dramatically shift your mindset. Each success, no matter how minor, builds momentum and confidence. In essence, when life throws chaos your way, don't try to control everything. Instead, focus on controlling your mindset, your actions, and your responses. These small, manageable steps can help you regain a sense of agency and peace, making life's challenges a little more bearable and much less overwhelming. 7. Your joy is coming. Life often feels like an unpredictable roller coaster. Up one moment, down the next. In those moments of struggle, when you're caught in the whirlwind of hardship, it can feel as if joy is a far-off destination, something just out of reach. But here's the thing. No matter how difficult your current struggle may be, it's vital to hold on to the belief that joy is ahead. It might not arrive immediately, but it's closer than you think. Imagine for a moment standing at the end of your journey, looking back on everything you've overcome. Those moments of pain, doubt, and frustration, they were all steps towards something greater. Like a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble, each challenge you face shapes you into something stronger, more resilient. Through the darkest storms, the light of joy is often waiting just beyond the horizon. Think about how growth happens in nature. A seed buried in the soil doesn't see sunlight immediately. Instead, it first must break through the earth, fighting through the resistance to reach the surface. But when it does, it grows toward the sun, stronger and more vibrant. Our lives work in much the same way. Sometimes we need to push through the pain and discomfort before we can experience the peace and happiness waiting for us. When we endure tough times with hope, we start to see the light in the distance, like a lighthouse guiding us through a storm. Hope isn't just a feeling. It's a powerful tool that fuels perseverance. It reminds us that the struggle is temporary and that brighter days are ahead. When we learn to hold on to hope, we unlock the ability to transform our hardships into stepping stones toward a brighter future. And while it may not be easy, remember that the path to joy is often one of self-discovery. Each challenge you face teaches you something new about your strengths, resilience, and capacity for growth. You'll look back one day and realize that the struggles you thought would break you only made you stronger, more fulfilled, and more prepared to appreciate the moments of happiness that follow. So as you face today's challenges, hold on to this truth. Your time of joy is not just a distant dream. It's not something far in the future. It's within your reach, just around the corner. By persevering through the tough moments, you'll one day stand in that place of peace, happiness, and fulfillment, looking back with pride on everything you've overcome. And that, my friend, will be your greatest victory. So if you're going through a tough time right now, just remember, you're not alone. This battle you're fighting, even though it feels isolating, will eventually lead you to your breakthrough. Trust that the struggle is shaping you for something incredible. Keep moving forward even when it feels impossible. The time of joy is coming. Stay strong and keep fighting. You've got this. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more motivational content. Until next time, stay strong and remember, you are never truly alone.